Okay, welcome to today's edition of the Society Today. Don't forget, I'm your regular host, Evangelist Peterson. And today we have a new face amongst us, Mrs. Frances. Am I correct?
Perfect.
Yeah, welcome and thank you for being with us. And I also have Apostle Tega Anuya with us, the black man. Welcome, sir. And we are still looking at the same topic we've been handling for some time now, single mothers in the society. And today I want to hear Mrs. Frances' voice on this issue. Ma, what's your take on single mothers in the society presently? Because it's a known fact that we have many single mothers in our present world compared to the days of our fathers. So what's your take on single mothers, Mrs. Frances?
Okay. So single mothers is a situation where a single parent, as in a mother, takes care of her children. And it has been on the increase today in our society. It's a lot of factors. Number one is as a result of abandonment from their spouse, from their husband.
Please raise your voice a bit.
As a result of abandonment from their spouse, and others as a result of death of their spouse. Then I think the most reason why there's a lot of single mothers in our society today is because a lot of singles are at the point where they are supposed to be talking about knowing themselves. They are already into marriage, so to speak, but they are not actually married. They are living as married people. But at that point, they were supposed to be knowing themselves, getting to know themselves, understand themselves as people who are wanting to get married. But we find out that these people, they start living as couple, and before you know, they start having children. And when they are now about to they are now start planning to get married, they now discover that, okay, this person, I can't live with this person anymore. They not, before you know,
and probably as at that time, children already
there. That is it. Before you know, children is there, and then the mother will not be the one to take care of her children all by herself because she's left alone with.
Okay, thank you, ma. You said something abandonment by the spouse. I want to ask, what would make a man to abandon the woman and the children? Because obviously, most men don't usually pay attention to the kids anymore. So they leave the whole load on the woman. So what will actually make a man to abandon a child he brought into this world? Okay, let me hear from you. You're a man, sir. Before you.
Okay. It is very simple. From the beginning, I've oftentimes said that a man should be responsible. And like she said, that period where they were supposed to get together to have knowledge about each other, to know how compatible they could be, if that period was not effectively used or maximized, you will notice after the children are there that the man will no longer be able to stay with somebody he is not compatible with. Now, the moment he's not compatible with, the home becomes uncomfortable for him. He does not want to come home where the thing is not comfortable for him.
That's true.
Why? It's not because of the children, but because of the woman. Now, if the home is not comfortable for men, usually they don't like coming to the house. And before you see, the man is hanging somewhere else and then started that same process again that led him into that same thing, without knowing that, if I repeat this thing, I'll get the same result. So you see, it is an uncomfortable home for the men that is scaring them away.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's hear you, ma. What's the reason why men abandon their children?
A lot of factors why men abandon children. One, like you said, due to they are not comfortable with what is going on in the home. The secondly, I discovered that recently we have so many irresponsible men in our society.
Okay.
Yes, in our society, men are not raised like women are raised. Even before now, we discover that training goes to women alone. More, yes. You hear mothers educate their children. When you go to your husband's house, when you go to your husband's house, do this. So this is what happens when you get to your husband's house. They educate the female child more than they educate the male. I lived in an environment where I had a neighbor who the children don't do chores. The male children, they don't do chores as far as they are concerned, because they are men, and they ensure that women, they are the girls in the house, do all the chores and say they are boys, and the boys receive little or no training. And those boys who grow up now, they become men in our society, and you find out that they become nuisance, and many of them become irresponsible because they were not raised, they were not trained, they were not given training. So before you know, they become irresponsible. So I discovered that in our society today, we have a lot of irresponsible men, and then they don't understand what being a father is all about. They don't understand fatherhood. And so when they face a little challenge, they take off. So that's one of the reasons why you see men abandon their children.
Thank you, ma. I think I agree 100% to your points. We have many irresponsible fathers. And sir, truthfully, we don't actually pay attention to our male children than the females. Like she said, oftentimes the parent, they pay more attention to the girl child. They train her, do this, but for the male, they just leave them to rigmarole around, and it's wrong. We need to start paying attention. In as much as we train our girl child, we should also train the boy child, because obviously they will grow up to become men and husbands tomorrow who will be causing nuisance in the society. I want to say something from what you just said. I've discovered that even as a fact that the man and the woman life happens to them, they couldn't stay together, I'm of the opinion that the man should take care of the children by paying their bills, because oftentimes the man just abandons them completely. And you see a woman by herself taking care of the children, going to site to work, and the man is somewhere else. So I don't know how it happens that a man could bring children to this world and he completely abandons them. And so do you know now, when the children grows up and they want to do maybe the marriage rights, you will still be expecting the man to come and honor him as a father,
yes,
when he never paid any bills from the onset. So I think we need to address that very quickly, because most men, like she said, they are irresponsible. They don't pay attention. They don't. Once he and the woman breaks up, that's the end. He doesn't care if you have kids. I have seen that over and over again happening in our society. Mr. Steger, what can you say on that issue? How do we handle that issue about the males abandoning their kids to the wives?
You know, like she said, you know, when you don't receive a training from the onset, you cannot duplicate it. Who will now train these men to be good men?
But at least
we have good men.
Our parents, our fathers were better. Our fathers did better than these present men. Because I remember as a kid, when those were the days of farming and fishing, the man may not have it all, but the little he was bringing, he was making sure the kids goes to school. He was paying the bills. Even though our ancestors may not be with the women, but they still pay the bills. Compared to our present day men, they completely abandon. That is my pain. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. They completely abandon the kids. They don't care if they have kids. Even when the mom say, "Go and meet your father, tell him not to pay school fees," he'll tell you, "Okay, I'll look to it." They don't get back to them most times. Even if maybe you need 10K for school fees, they'll give you 2,000. I'll go and pay. So they expect the mother to fill up. I don't know. It's a pain in my heart, actually.
It is a sign of irresponsibility, nothing more. And most men don't know that the greatest work in this world is not your job. Like I said in the previous video, the greatest job in this world is the job of parenting. And parenting settles on the father first before the mother. Yeah. So the partnership between the man and the woman makes an effective parenting. Now the idea where men are totally just go blank is wrong. If you know you are not ready for the children, please don't involve in the process that will bring them. It's simple. And let's not carry this irresponsible action forward and forward. You have given birth to children. Now you are expecting the other person to cater for them. Just imagine that you are the woman. Can you cater for the children? You cannot cater. So since you cannot cater, we are not saying you should, but play your role as a man. If they need A, provide it. If they need B, provide it. Now, let me also say this before I continue. It is not provisions that is parenting. It is not provision at all. It is not in the buying of bag, school bag, or school shoe, or paying of school fees that is parenting. We need that parenting that can embrace the child and tell the child, affirm the child.
Be a role model.
Tell the child that I believe in you. I love you. So most time we lost our children to people telling them I love you because the parents did not say that to them.
Can I come in here?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is the gap that we have had in our society. Like you were saying that our fathers in those days, they were responsible. So they saw responsibility as paying the bills of the children.
Yeah.
They didn't come, pay attention to the child, understand what the child is going through, tell the children that they love them. All they just do then,
Provision.
they just
Making
provide.
provision.
Yes. And so these other boys who are growing up,
I've copied it.
they've copied it. So they copied it. And when people copy something, they do a worse. If you copy good thing, you make it better. If you copy bad thing, you become better.
Yeah.
So now the gap now in the society is that they have copied something worse from what their fathers have done.
Yeah.
And then they now, make it worse than what it was. Then fathers could provide for their children. But now these ones have gone far beyond. They don't even want to provide.
They don't care.
Talk more of even emotional care of their children. So that's the gap that has been in our society.
And one thing again is that you need to understand that God is a perfect man. God knows that the male and the female is needed to raise a child.
Absolutely.
A child raised by one parent, sir, I will say this, there is a vacuum in the life of that child.
Absolutely.
Because there is a space for the man to feed, there is a space for the woman to feed.
Yeah.
So if the woman is raising the child, then there's always that vacuum in the in the life of that child. For instance, a child who never knew what fatherhood means, who never experienced fatherly love, we grow up to replicate what he was, right, as a child. What if you understand?
Yeah.
Very correct.
He will grow up to replicate what he went through as a child. So he does not know what fatherhood is.
So he cannot supply it.
He cannot supply it. So he will just live. People actually, like she said, people often repeat what they have been through.
Absolutely.
Like a woman who have been through emotional stress in marriage, we duplicate that in her kids.
Yeah.
Next thing we're saying something about parents, mothers especially, dragging their children into the quarrel she has with her husband. We'll get to that someday anyway.
Wow.
Most women, they drag their kids into the quarrel she's having with the husband, and over time they prolong the quarrel. So let every man sit up, not just by provision for the kids, be there emotionally, support them, get feedback from the kids. How many fathers actually have time for their kids today presently? All they think is, I'm bringing the money, I'm bringing the food, I'm bringing the this and that, and they leave that vacuum in the heart of the kids. At least in those days, there were men who take their kids on vacations, on special places, just to have that to bond with the kids. It's so pathetic that in our world, children bond more with outsiders than with the parents. They bond more with friends via TikTok and Facebook than with the parents. So, you see, the quagmire is actually large. If you want to start now, the journey is very, very far. Like the Lord told Elijah. He was Elijah. He said, "Eat, for the journey is far." So it's actually far for us to trash these issues. So now again, let's come from the angle of the women now. Let me hear her voice. As a single mom who has tried your best to bring support from the man's side, and the man is not responding, what should you do?
Okay. So when the man is not responding as a single mom, I think what you do, you take it upon yourself and see all you can do to take care of your children. Get a life, get a job, do something. There are things you can do in a society. Then recently I discovered in Lagos that what women do, they take up the case. There's this Fumi, yes,
Okay.
who is actually in charge of such cases. All she wants to hear is that the children are taken care of. Your problem with the couple is not the child's business.
Yes.
It's not the child that caused the problem.
Yes.
So they should find a way to ensure that the child is taken care of. So what she does is to ensure that there is a way the father provides, because that's the duty for the child, the child. So what women in that environment do, they take advantage of that
Courts, they
court
just
issues to report the issue to the court, so that they make
someone demand
to make the man responsible for the child. But where in a society where such opportunity is not there, as a woman, if after you talk to the man and he decides that it's not his responsibility, then you don't have any choice but to take care of the child, whatever means possible. Get a job, do something, improve yourself to take care of your children.
Thank you, Mark. That's something to say on that.
Let me say that before we get to that, where you are now becoming a single mom, I think the woman folk or the girl child should start thinking of having a business, run a company. This idea of we are waiting for our husbands to come, it is passing away. Because if you are well to do and then something like that is happening to you, it will not tell on your physical look. Because if you look at most single mothers who are going through this, it shows on their face.
It's not actually easy on them, sir.
It's not easy for
the
them.
Stress is there and all of that.
It's not easy for the stress is much. So sometimes when we see them doing menial jobs, carrying blogs, serving, it is somehow, it is very pathetic. But it has happened. That does not mean the end of your life.
Okay.
You must come up as an individual to be strong for yourself and then be strong for the children, because it is a woman who is alive that runs after money.
That's true.
Ensure that there is hope. Your hope is not gone. Keep your hope alive. Get a job, get a business, and then move ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now, last week we made a point that was very striking. Let's talk to the younger girls whom they feel like, there was a point we said last week. Most of our present trend of this our generation girl, this Gen Z generation, once they see the guy that has little money, he has a car, or he has whatever the guy has, they feel that is life. The next point is how to get pregnant for the guy, to force themselves into the boy's life. Yeah. And if by the end the boy does not actually like you, now only boy you go born, you go carry, you go, I can't leave you.
One baby mama.
Baby mama, that's why we have many of them in the society. That is how many of them got into that scenario. Yeah. Because they feel they can force themselves in by pregnancy. And at the end, one thing about the man is that if man does not like you, he not like you. No matter what you do, he not gonna like you. Every man knows what he wants actually. Now, these young girls who are coming, who still have that notion that they can enter a man's life by pregnancy, please address them. They are your people.
Okay. So, you cannot get a man down, get a man marry with pregnancy. It won't work. It doesn't work. So, trying to get a man to love you or get a man to marry you because you have had a child for that man, it will make the man love you. It will make the man marry you. If after you had children and the man still want to go and marry someone else, you will still go ahead and marry someone else. So this idea in our society should stop. And I think some of the reason why we still have a lot of single mothers, most times it's not even those who are willing to get pregnant for. Some of them, the men, and they love themselves. The so acclaimed love that they think they have. They actually, but women should understand that giving birth to a seed is something that you don't just do. It should be planned. You are ready for it. Whatever that comes with it, you are ready. You prepare for it. So before you give birth to a child, procreate for a man, the man should show a sign of responsibility
and commitment.
Commitment by first going to pay your bride price, get married normally before you start thinking of having children for a man. This idea of we love ourselves, the next thing we stay together, the next thing we start having children, is not the right thing to do. I don't see why a woman should give birth to a child for a man who has not shown any sign of responsibility by first going to see your parents, do the right thing before you start having children. And that's the reason for many of all this single motherhood in our society today. You see some women, they are seeing it, that their parents went through such problems. Some girls, they saw it, their mother went through such problems. They struggled to take care of them because their father left them for their mother. They will still go ahead and repeat that process. Can't you learn? We should learn. This thing is wrong in our society. Learn, because I see some people now, they now see it, and what pains me most times when I see our parents see boy and girl who are not married and be calling them married people. That's another problem we have in our society today. We tend to call these people married people and they are not married. They live like that for years. Some
cohabiting.
Cohabiting, and we in our society see them as married people. I think when we stop seeing these one married people, they will learn to do the right thing. Because this is the reason, one of the reasons why we still have a lot of single parents in our society today. By the time the man is ready to get married, he goes and pay bride price for who he feels he loves or he wants to stay with, and then abandon that one because he has not. So if a woman knows that, learn that before I can have a child for a man, the man should show a sign of responsibility by doing the right thing first. I think it will curb the issue of single parenting in our society.
Okay, I will add to it by saying that sometimes the parents tend to push these girls to just go. They may not say it verbatim. Their attitude may show it that, okay, so it all boils down to deprivation. There is no food at home. Okay, maybe this boy A or boy B is bringing some money. Their attitude would tend to push the person away. Say, back to his house. Go. You're old enough. When I got married to your father, I was not at this your age.
Yes, that's another thing.
Over time, as they hear these things, they tend to now, okay, that person is well to do, has a car, has a bike, has food in his kitchen, has fridge. Okay, let me try it. And they try it, it works. So they start bringing one or two to the house, and then the mothers or fathers or both parents tend to accept them as married people. It is wrong. It is completely wrong. Like you said, before you give birth to a child, prepare for the child. Ensure that the money for discharge from hospital is ready. Don't tell us that it's a sudden, you just heard that your wife has delivered. That's not a sudden news. She gave you 9 months notice to prepare yourself. So don't call us that we should send money. We will not send you money. Prepare.
Thank you, sir. You know something, I mingle with a lot of young boys, and many of them are of the opinion that if the girl doesn't get pregnant, they will not make any move to pay any dowry because they are having some notion of fear in their mind.
Who's causing it? It's not the men. It's the men who is using them for rituals. Is it girls? Is it not? Now, let me say this. Sometimes the lady innocently will just believe in you that, okay, let's do this. And then you foolishly, you will go and use the womb of the girl. Don't worry, your result is waiting for you up front. Because if these men are not using them for certain things that they do, why will a young man be scared that this person may not get married?
So why should the girl avail themselves to be used on the other hand?
Becomes the question. So who is to be blamed? Should we rather blame the men or blame the women?
We blame the women.
We will blame the women for not being wise. To not know. I have this view that the husband that will beat you up front, you already know him.
Yes.
Because he's already shouting at you. He's already attempting to slap you.
Yes.
He's already doing some things that you are not comfortable
molesting
with.
you.
Molesting, abusing you. And you tend to move forward that it is love. It's not love. It's foolishness.
I think you repeat the question again because it seems you didn't get the question.
Which of them?
The one you just said. His response seems like you didn't get.
Okay,
we're talking about.
There's some of the boys that they must get pregnant first before they can pay any money on your head. That is the view of our present day boys, sir. That is the view of our present day boys. You must get pregnant first before they can do anything on your head. So how do we now handle that again?
Now, I will say that the women should be wise. Because if the women are wise, they will save themselves of that result. Why should the woman be foolish at all? In fact, woman should be wise.
When the boy is insisting that if you don't get pregnant, I'm not moving ahead.
It's simple.
What would you do as a woman?
As a woman, it's simple. That's not the only man in
That's
the
not the
society.
only man in the world.
Leave him, he's not ready. Go to the next person.
Are you sure women can leave?
That's the problem.
Well, she already attached emotionally to the
Yes.
person, and already some years have been involved in the relationship.
That's the challenge we have in relationships.
They can leave.
There are things that are supposed to come first before in relationship, before emotions. Most times where we expect these people to communicate and talk values, they don't they don't have a cue to those things that they should discuss in a relationship or in dating per se. They put their emotions up front. Now, when their emotions are already helping them to sink, they suddenly believe that okay, this person is not really the type that I want. When your emotions are already involved, you cannot turn back. So I need us to discuss. Let's talk. Marriage is not sex. Sex is not marriage, because you will get tired of it after some time. Let's talk. Where are we going to? Let's have a plan. Let's plan for everything before we get attached emotionally.
Okay, let's hear
Yeah,
your voice
so
now.
women should have values. As a young girl, you are growing up, build standards for yourself.
Yeah.
Set standards for yourself. This is what I want. This is what I want. So by the time you meet a man, if you have set a values for yourself, and you met a man who is telling you that you must have a child for me if I get pregnant, and one of your values is you can't get pregnant for a man who has not prioritized you, it's simple. You walk away because it's going against your value.
Yeah.
So you walk away. So the problem we have is that ladies have not been able
They have
to
no
set
values.
values for themselves.
Mm.
They don't understand who they are, and they tend to give themselves up to just anybody.
For free.
So if you understand who you are, set values for yourself. When somebody is not meeting up to your values, it's simple. You walk away.
Walk away.
That's it.
We will say that again. Let our young girls here, because many of them now, they are watching now.
Okay.
They don't really care. I keep saying that their ideal is that since the boy is settled financially, anyhow they go to, if na belle, no, I go get the belle for you.
You should
Once I
set
enter.
values for themselves. Like me, when I was growing up as a young girl, there were values. As a student in school, I told myself, I can't go out by so time. A boy should not visit me by so time. These are values. A boy should not come to my room by by 9 p.m. A boy shouldn't come to my room. These are values I set for myself. I cannot be caught sleeping in a boy's room. I remember when we go for assignment and I went to a friend in the hostel. They ensure that I can't sleep in a boy's room. It's a standard. No matter how long the time, how late it is, I'll go back to my hostel. So if you set these values for yourself, then when somebody is coming up and does not meet up with those values,
Naturally fall away.
simply just walk away because it's not meeting up. So we should learn as young girls, set standards for yourself. This is what I want. I must have, if it's, the person must be godly. As a child of God, you must set one of your standards as a child of God is that the man I must have anything to do with must be what? A godly person. You must be someone that understands that you love God and must also love God as well.
Thank you.
In as much as the women will set values for themselves, the men also.
Set as well.
Jesus, men should set value for themselves too. Have self-respect.
That's it.
Be clean. Let a devil not enter you. Set values. Be honest. I learned one thing from a relationship I was, and that thing is honest. Set honest value for yourself. If you are not there, tell the person I am not there. If you are coming, let's know that you are a man of your word. Let the values cut across the men as well, so that we'll have a balance.
Okay, thank you, sir. The time is actually almost against us. I want to take us back to the abandonment by the men. Now, in a case whereby the man abandoned you as a woman with 3 kids or 4 kids, and now you struggle to raise them by yourself. Now the man is of age old, and things are rough with him, and is demanding that the kids will come and stay with him. As the woman who raised the kids by yourself, would you allow your child to go back to such a father or would you allow the child to take care of the man at old age?
Well, as a Christian, there's what they call forgiveness. Forgiveness. You don't have a choice. You have to forgive, and then it's up to the children as well. At that time, they are of age.
Okay.
So they should be able to make their decisions whether to go back to their father or not. And then, as a mother, I don't think I would stop them, even though it's hurting, to actually, say, okay, this man who has abandoned you, go back to them. I won't stop them, neither will I pressure them. I will allow them make their decision as children, because at that time they are adults.
That's true.
And they can decide for themselves.
Okay. Can we hear you? Is there anything you have to say on that?
The truth is, as we get older, we realize our mistakes. The moment we are getting older, we know that there are certain things that we did not do right. So if the man is now demanding for the children, chances are there that he wants to
Make
fill up the space.
Yeah.
And then let's mingle again, if it is possible. So the best response to someone who has abandoned you is love, is forgiveness. Forgive the person still. It's hurting, yes. It's hurting on the side of the women. 100%. I stand with you. But the children should not receive bad seeds from you. Don't tell them how bad the man has been and give them that opportunity to not turn back to love the one who brought them. Give them that opportunity. In fact, sow good seeds in the minds of the children. If they want to go back, I know it is hurting for you, have a discussion. Irrespective, you did not come alone. This is the man who brought you people. Fall back to him. Love him still, because he's a human being.
Okay, thank you. So I will be saying is, young ladies, set values for yourself. Young boys, set values for yourself. Because if you are a man of value or a girl of value, there are some things that cannot happen around your life.
Absolutely.
So, but in the absence of all these values, things just go anyhow for you. Mr. A come, Mr. B come, Mr. C come. So you have no fence to scare away people from your life. And again, to the young boys out there, on our own too much too. If you know you don't like her, don't take her to bed. Don't deceive her. Like you said, be honest to a lady. Most boys, they use their sugar-coated tongue to deceive young girls, gullible young girls. At the end, they abandon the girls. It is wrong. For whatever a man sows, he will reap. Don't forget, you have daughters. You are growing up. Life will happen to you as well. So, sir, let's hear your final words because time is up.
Okay.
Final words of the people.
Final words, let's make amends. If mistakes have been made as single fathers or single mothers, let's try and make amends. There is room for amendment. If you have done it before and the thing has resulted to this, I want you to go back to the woman and settle with her and settle with the children. If possible, make amends, meet the family, let everything be resolved and have your family back.
Okay, thank you. Before you say your final word, I want to ask a question. I almost forgot. When you go for job hunting, they'll ask you, what experience do you have? Your previous working experience, right? Maybe say 5 years or 6 years. Now, in my own opinion, I may be wrong, you can correct me. I really feel that single mothers should be the best to mingle with, in the sense that they have had experience previously and they must have learned their mistakes. And if they want to mingle again, they wouldn't want to repeat the mistake they made in the previous that led to a breakage. That's my opinion. So I actually feel they're actually the best to meet with again. But contrary to my own view, many young boys are actually scared to mingle with single parents, single mothers especially. So I don't know how.
Okay, let me say something. Instead of meeting a new person, why not settle with the old person?
The single should go back.
Yes, it's possible.
Are you sure that's possible?
This is what I mean. Okay, we used to be together, we used to say I love you, and then something, one or two happened, and then we went separate ways. The truth is we can come back.
There are some rules that cannot be amended. Are you aware of that?
Yes, as people get older, they know their mistakes. Now, the love that is reconciled is stronger than the love that is new. Okay. Sometimes the one that is new is intoxicating. I agree. Sometimes you hide to make calls, night you are still chatting. But the one that is reconciled, everybody now knows that, okay, I need to amend this. I need to amend that. I need to be responsible. I need to be submissive. I need to do this. It is stronger that way. So instead of going forward to meet new people, new men or new women, let's come back. It's easier for us to come back.
This is your point, sir. It's itching my ears.
Is that correct? Because especially when what led to their breakage, especially those who were actually married legally, and then they break up. So it is better they go back together.
Yeah.
The issue of marriage is not something you just think you can just break up and just walk away. It can be amended. If possible, they go for counseling.
Yeah.
They can go for counseling, and there is no. See, the problem, there was something that led to that breakup. They can address it. And if they are properly handled, the meet counselors, they can work on it and it becomes better. At what point? At a point, they were saying, I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's true.
What led to the breakup? Something led to it. So if that problem is addressed, they can come back, especially when there are children. It is better they come together and take care of their children. The reason why young boys are afraid to go and meet singles, majority is because of the responsibility of taking care of that woman. It's a responsibility to take care of children. You know that person already have children. Some have 3, some have 4. You want to bring four children's responsibility on a man who had none at all. It's a lot. So I think what they should do, the couple who are divorced or something, they should come back together, especially because of their children, so that they can come together, raise their children together, and
Yes. Anyway, to add to that, actually, most of these are young boys who are marrying the Oyibo people. They're actually older than our boys, and the reason because they have the money. So if a single mother of 4 has money, I don't think the young boy will have any issue of going with her, because you'll be comfortable seeing one to eat from that place. So like you said, actually it is the fear of the responsibility that scares them away, that make I go take care of another person's children, say the person is somewhere else. So many boys now are afraid to mingle like that. But if the woman is actually a super rich woman, I don't think they will actually bother about that.
Apart from money, there is, for example, the woman brings in the children. That single boy comes with a woman who have children, like 3 or 4, and then they come together. There is, for example, the man is someone who is open-hearted, who is loving, there's a bonding he will have with those children, and he feels bad later that one day those children's father will come and say they want to take care of their children, take care of them. And meanwhile, he has bonded with those children. He sees them like his own children, and then one man will wake up from the blues tomorrow and say, I want to take my children. I want to take care of my children. So that's another fear that these men have, that they also stay.
Another fear that I would mention here is that sometimes the women bond with the children, and instead of bonding with the new man,
they bond more with the children, and
so the man is now alone, and the woman is bonding with the children and believes that the man will be able to tend for himself. You are losing the man already from the beginning. So let's not go there at all.
Okay, don't worry. But next week, let's start with this some topics. I think we'll start from here, but next time is up. So your final words, ma'am.
Okay, so my final words goes to the single ladies. For no reason you should get pregnant for a man who is not willing to be responsible. Take time to know whoever you want to get married to before having children for a man. So that's
okay. Thank you for that. Thank you, Apostle Tega. Thank you, Mrs. Frances, for your time well spent today with us. I appreciate that. So we hope to have you back next week, Sunday. So